I'm right. So I'm coming with fact, ho. Anyway, I just get so irritated when people don't Google, and this takes a simple Google search. Oh, do you see how long it took me? 2 seconds. I mean, you didn't, because I cut this. I'm jumping so hard my camera's shaking. Calm down. But I was freaking right. Hey friends, and welcome back to the Why Would I Say That podcast. It's your girl Tiara, and today I really did not plan on recording at all, but the stigma with BPD is just so bad, and things has been coming up on my For You page, and I almost feel like it's getting worse. I felt like for maybe like the last 2 years, mental health was being more normalized, and not in the sense of like, everyone has a mental health disorder, yay. I thought we were just becoming more accepting, and understanding. But lately, it's super cool to bully on the internet again and to honestly just be a mean person, to be honest, and uneducated. It's like cooler to clickbait and be uneducated than it is to be a smart person right now. So, disorders are never evil. People are evil. I have borderline personality disorder, and what that is the instability of moods, behaviors, and relationships. So I sound a little unstable. Obviously, I take accountability for my actions, my reactions, but just because we're unstable doesn't mean we're going to do X, Y, Z. I feel unstable, so I might change up my hair every day. Someone else could be unstable, and they might do substances every day. Someone else could be unstable, and they might hurt people. Someone else could be unstable, and they might hurt themselves. But that does not mean that because you've seen one person displaying mental health disorders or has a mental health disorder, doesn't mean that's everybody. Do you think anxious people, all of them have panic attacks or anxiety attacks? No. How I react to my disorder is going to be completely different than how somebody else reacts, okay? And I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect. I'm the face of BPD. Like, I'm perfect. No, I'm not perfect. I've jumped out of moving cars because I haven't felt heard before. I'm not saying I'm perfect, okay? I'm going to play both sides, but I'm going to come with this with facts because I feel like everyone else is not. They're not willing to educate each other. So here I am taking it upon myself because the stigma with BPD only makes everything worse. It actually pushes people from BPD from actually getting help. So if you're sitting there saying, well, you need to get help and you're trying to be helpful, you're not even being understanding. You're being judging. Ain't that right, Digby? Anyone that's listening on podcast, my cat made an entrance. Stigma with BPD makes everything worse. Like, hear me out. When I found out BPD was treatment resistant, what did you think I did in the beginning? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm being 100% honest. I resisted treatment. Why? It was already planted in my brain. You already told me I can't be helped. You already told me I'm not willing to be helped. Why would I be willing to get help? Oh my God. Yes. It is common for us to resist treatment in the beginning, but to sit there and be like, all borderlines resist treatment. All they do is this, blah, blah, blah. You can say that about anybody. Anyone that does not want to change just doesn't want to change. Okay. But if I'm coming into a doctor's office and sitting here telling you I want to change and you're telling me, no, you don't. You know what? I'm done. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out. Or if you're shaming someone that's sensitive all the time for being sensitive, all they're going to do is try to push that down, mask it, not do anything about it because all you're doing is having judgment. Okay. If you don't give someone space to process and feel their feelings, they're never going to get over this disorder. I'm going to be honest with you. Stigma only creates worse things. It plants seeds. The thing is, your brain is a powerful thing. Once you tell it something one time, it'll run with it. So, like, be careful. And I can't with the stigma. But what inspired me to make this video today was a video talking about someone who dated someone with BPD. And I'm not going to lie to you. These are my favorite comments on my stuff. Not my favorite. It just gives uneducated, stigmatizing dumb, and I'm not going to argue with someone that's ignorant. Just not happening. I always get the comments, oh, my ex has BPD and did this, so that means you guys are evil, bad, blah, 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 blah. Oh, my ex was a cheater and they had BPD, so all BPD people are cheaters. First of all, the thing is with BPD, cheating is not a symptom, okay? Being evil is not a symptom. Symptoms are things like fear of abandonment, paranoia, shifting self-image. But the things we do in reaction to the symptom are not going to be the same. We share symptoms, not reactions. And I'm not going to argue with an ignorant person. Just not happening. If you don't want to Google search, you want to stigmatize, you want to be the bad person and say that it's giving I have a black friend. Okay, that's what that is giving. My ex had BPD, so therefore I know everything. No, you don't. No, you literally don't. You don't know everything unless you live the lived experience. Not that mental health disorders are race or have to do with race or they are the same thing. They're not. But that's what that's giving. I have a black friend. I have an ex with BPD. I have a friend with BPD. I have this XYZ. But I just want to get into this video because I did save it. I wanted to talk about it. It inspired me. Thank you for the inspiration. And I want to say that I'm not slandering this creator whatsoever. I just thought it could be a really good learning moment. And because I haven't watched this since yesterday, it's just been in my brain. I cannot remember if they stigmatized it or just told their story. Because I do believe that people should be able to tell their stories. Just like I've told stories with men before being pieces of shit. Do I think every man is a piece of shit? No, just that man. Okay, so I have to rewatch this video. We're gonna watch it together, but we're gonna get into it because it very much was like, punch me in the stomach, and the comments were even worse. So let's get to it.
Who hurt you? I once dated a girl for 3.5 years who tried to stab me in the neck with a knife. She had BPD. Not only did I work, I paid all the bills, I took care of everything for her, I cooked, I cleaned, I did everything for 3.5 years, and she still cheated on me. And then she broke up with me because I ended up crying about the fact that she cheated on me. It literally does not get worse than that. But I guess once you hit rock bottom, it's only uphill from there.
Okay, yeah, he actually didn't stigmatize BPD. He really didn't. He just told a story, and I think that's very valid. Now, I do think he knew what he was doing. Very clickbaity, because you got my ass yesterday. You really did. I was seeing red. I need to use my listening skills. It doesn't matter. Because so of course someone decided to say BPD is very relevant in this. These are symptoms of untreated BPD. Symptoms? Stabbing people is a symptom? I didn't know I could wake up one day with the symptom of stabbing people. Okay. Some people are purposely ignorant. That was funny! He literally called himself... Okay. He didn't call himself. He was trying to call other people ignorant and not realizing that he is the ignorant one. I replied to it, so this is not a symptom to BPD. It may be a reaction to a symptom, but that's not what symptoms are, because they're not. And, I guess I was a keyboard warrior this day. Hold on. Let's look up a statistic. How many people with BPD stab somebody? This is not funny. I was right! I'm right! Shut up! Come on with fact, ho! Anyway, I just get so irritated when people don't Google, and this takes a simple Google search. Oh, do you see how long it took me? 2 seconds. I mean, you didn't because I cut this. I'm jumping so hard my camera's shaking. Calm down. But I was freaking right. For one, while intense, often uncontrollable anger is a symptom of BPD, this rage is predominantly directed inward or expressed through self-harming behaviors rather than outward physical violence towards others. The vast majority of individuals with BPD are not violent and do not physically harm others. Hey! We're good people to other people, just maybe not ourselves. This is where this gets more complicated, okay? Because we do get into violent statistics. But listen, guys, listen to the whole sentence. Don't listen to half a sentence and then run with it, okay? I just want to take a quick moment to thank this week's sponsor, BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. You may know by now, I have borderline personality disorder, and it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all diagnosis. So that also means that treatment is not one-size-fits-all. And that's why I love BetterHelp. BetterHelp matches you with a licensed therapist based off your specific needs. And since BetterHelp works with licensed therapists from all over the world, that gives us even more options to get the help that we need. And I'll be honest with you, my first therapist was not a great fit, but it took a matter of switching, changing, and advocating for myself to get the help that I need. Which this could sound off-putting, but to be completely honest with you, I've had the same experience in in-person therapy, except with less options. And I think we should be more open about these experiences just so you know that there's nothing wrong with you. It might just not be a good fit. And I often feel like this pushes a lot of people away from help. And as a borderline, we may have to take a few extra steps to get the help that we need. But at the end of the day, your mental health is more important than anything else. Because if you're not happy and you're not here, why does it matter? My favorite piece of advice from therapy that I've ever gotten, and it's a little bit harsh as well, you don't know if something works if you don't try. If you're not taking the tools and actually applying them, how would you know that they don't work? If you're not actually going to therapy, trying a new medication because your doctor told you to try a new medication that might help you, or if you're just not taking the work outside of therapy to help you, how would you know that it doesn't help? You didn't try. It's a little harsh, but I needed that awakening myself. And once you try one thing, it might not be what you wanted, but now you know, and you can move on to the next thing. There is something for everyone. Not everything is going to be for everyone, but there is something for everyone. Your help is out there. You just have to advocate for yourself. And my favorite part about BetterHelp is that it's completely online. So you can do sessions over the phone, video, or even chats. Whatever most comfortable for you. And if you ever need to switch, this can take up to 48 hours, which is quicker than any in-person appointment that I've ever had, which actually makes me feel like a priority and not just another patient. And if you're a borderline, you get it. It's extremely hard to get help when even your doctor is pushing your appointment down the road for months when you were asking for help today. So if you're looking for help and don't know where to start, use my code betterhelp.com/TiraLorraine for 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/TiraLorraine for 10% off your first month. Again, thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this podcast and allowing me to have a resource for my audience. And now, back to the episode. However, in severe cases with BPD traits, combined with other compounding factors, disorders are not bad, people are bad. In severe cases where BPD combined with other compounding factors such as substance abuse, severe trauma, or co-occurring antisocial personality traits, extreme impulsivity, emotional dysregulation can sometimes lead to aggressive outbursts. So therefore, it is actually more common in statistics for borderlines to hurt them than other people. It is more common for a borderline to hurt somebody if they have other co-occurring things happening. Okay? Let me tell you right now, I have never, ever been in a fist fight. Now, have I ran my mouth towards someone before? Definitely. I've only been jumped. I've been jumped, but I've never been violent. I've never gotten in a fight. I've never had interest to fight. I have never had an interest in hurting others. Now, again, I'm not speaking for everyone with BPD because, again, I am not the only person with borderline personality disorder. I am not the face of borderline personality disorder. There is 256 different combinations of this disorder. So you meet me, there's 250 other ones. Or 255 other ones. My bad. But me personally, as someone who's lived with this experience, someone who actually, I'm not going to say I know everything, knows what they're talking about when it comes to my own feelings, I have never, ever laid a hand on somebody. Ever. Nope. I think my most violent outburst was in high school when I punched a locker next to someone's head, but I really didn't want to hurt them. My boyfriend cheated on me with her. Everyone kept it a secret, and her best friend told me. So that is about as violent as I have gotten, and I didn't even get violent. I broke a knuckle. So I got violent towards myself. Again, inflicting pain on myself. I know that's not okay. I'm not defending it with saying, we hurt ourselves and people. That's not what I'm saying at all. We need to take care of this because, again, we do ruin our relationships. We hurt ourselves. We hurt our self-image and all that stuff. I'm not saying that it's okay. But the thing is, just things like cheating, stabbing people are not symptoms of a disorder. That's just bad people. You say it. Say it. You say it. Tell him. Oh, he's telling you. I'm secret. Yep, nope. He was stigmatizing. Because someone decided to comment, yeah, well, my girl with BPD, she's very intelligent, extremely emotionally intelligent, as well treats me right. And I also know damn good and well that she won't ever cheat on me for real. So the guy was just sharing his experience with a girl with BPD, maybe adding something in like, oh, okay, well, this is my experience with a girl with BPD. They're not all the same. I don't think that was necessarily attack or anything like that. Anyway, they said that, and he just goes, oh, buddy. So you're saying that we're not capable of love? Even though it's literally proven and statistically proven that we are actually more loving than the average person because we feel more intensely. I'm not saying that normal people don't love as much as me, but we do feel more intensely. And you have to think, you cannot hate without love. So if you have intense love, you're going to have intense hate. All those things. I'm just saying. Just because you've seen the black in the black and white doesn't mean that there's not white in the black and white. There's still black and white. So if you got a really bad version, there's still a really good version because us borderlines deal with black and white thinking. So again, you're looking at the all black side, look at all the white side. No, he is stigmatizing. Someone said you shouldn't have mentioned her having BPD. It makes us all sound like hurting her people. Well, it's both true and relevant. I do, again, think BPD is relevant. I don't think he attacked borderlines. It's just the way he's talking about it after now that I'm like, both true. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to drive myself nuts going through these comments. I really am. So we're just done there. And I also don't want to slander that creator because I just think it's a good learning moment and all that stuff. And again, I do think his story deserves to be shared because I've shared stories about people before and I don't understand why you can't if it is a part of your story. Now, just coming on here and slandering people is another thing. You're just causing harm. What I'm trying to do is help break the stigma with this, okay? So we ain't going to keep going into the hate, okay? Because I started to get mad as I started to read his responses to people. But all I want to say for really and want you to know that disorders are not evil. People are evil, okay? People are evil. I was cheated on before. He didn't have BPD. I was abused before. Not that we know, but he doesn't have BPD. Like, does that mean that if you cheat, you have BPD? Apparently. If your ex-girlfriend had BPD and she did something terrible to you, that means I'm going to do it to my boyfriend too. What? How do we not hear our own ignorance? And I know some of these comments are just rage baiting me, like when I get them and stuff like that. Or, seeing that post, I think it was a rage bait low key. Maybe it really is a story, though. Like, I really do appreciate him sharing that because some people do deserve to, connect on that level. And if somebody's going through something similar, they should have someone to talk to. Hello. Not everything is going to be for everyone, but there's something out there for everyone. So, again, if you went through something like this, share your story. There might be similar people. Make sure we're not stigmatizing, though. Make sure we're not saying all people, though. Stigma, again, only drives more people to not get help at all. Genuinely. It creates this feeling of hopelessness and isolation because we're embarrassed, we're guilty, we're feeling shameful because everyone else around you is you're a murderer, you're evil, you're a cheater, I'm a psycho. And then I feel guilty and shameful because then if I say I'm dealing with this disorder, what if you think I'm a cheater? What if you think I'm a murderer? What if you think I'm evil? And the thing is, I already think that I'm a bad person. I already have self-worth issues. We are just drilling it into someone's brain. And I don't know. The causes of BPD are trauma, neglect, abuse, and learned behavior. And then sometimes genetics play a role, but it's usually a mix of some of these, maybe two of these, maybe one of these in order to develop. We were victims of something, and that does not excuse our behavior whatsoever. But I get really, really irritated when people call us abusive or all these mean names when it literally happened to us. And this is my reaction. So sometimes if I see a trigger or something like that I might be being abused again, that I might be being neglected again, it's going to come out because that is a wound. It's a deep wound inside of me that I wouldn't have developed BPD if I didn't have that wound. We have to be real here, it didn't just develop, the wounds are gone and I can't just never think about it again. No, I think about it all the freaking time. And sometimes when a certain thing is said, a certain action happens, or a certain scenario happens, I can go back there. It's like a flashback, except all the emotions come with them. It's a lot. But that doesn't mean that we are abusive manipulators, that we're cheaters, that we're this and that. It just means that we are hurting. It just means that sometimes we fear abandonment. It literally just means that we get paranoid, that we have shifting self-image and all that stuff. But symptoms are like a feeling state. The reaction is the reaction to the symptom. Those are not symptoms. Again, we are not all the same. I don't know. I really, really felt like I had to get that off my chest and get it out there. I don't think I've ever talked about BPD in this light before. I've definitely put things in clips, talking about the stigma and all that stuff, but I don't think I've ever went in this depth, and this video is for all the ignorant people. But if you don't want to research, I ain't going to sit there and argue with you. I ain't going to argue with stupidity. Bring back education. And honestly, why are we not educated on human people health and brain health? I know what an isosceles triangle is, but half of the human population can't even name their emotions or have empathy. That's weird to me. That's weird. But apparently we need the isosceles triangle and the exact freaking degrees. No. We need to learn about money and human behavior and how to operate in society. Not something I will literally never use again. What the heck? Bring back education, because we need it. Bad. Real bad. And the thing is, you can Google search this. We have AI. Like, come on. So I'm not going to argue with ignorant comments. So if they want to come to this video, they can. If you want to know more things about BPD, here you go. And again, I want you to know that I am not the face of BPD. I'm just a girl going through it too. I share my opinions, my takes, and all this stuff. But a lot of this was not opinion. This was fact. And I came with receipts. So you're welcome. Breaking the stigma one post at a time, Digby. One post at a time. Ain't that right? It's time for lunch, isn't it? Yep. I'm done being on the I am right pedestal because I know it. I am right. Sorry, I am right. It is my opinion. Sorta, kinda. Came with facts. But again, I'm right. I'm right. And I'm done. I'm done now. Okay. But yeah, if you see anything else that's stigmatizing, you can come with facts. Leave it down in the comments down below to make the haters mad. It'll drive their engagement and rage bait comments. Do it. Do it. Because it doesn't bother me. Unless it bothers you, then don't insert yourself. I ain't going to put you through that. No. I can handle it because thing is, I've done my research. And again, I very much understand that it's ignorance, and I really have advocated for this for so long. Yes, the stigma does hurt my feelings sometimes. Yes, the hate comments get to me sometimes. But I genuinely have done this for a while now too. I literally can't care. It's already all out there. So anyway, yeah. Let me know something or stigmas that you would like me to break or you want to break down in the comments. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're not missing a video every single Friday. And don't forget that the like and that comment button, it helps me and it helps you. And if you're listening on podcast, make sure to give this podcast a 5-star review. Same thing, helps me, helps you. Let's do this. Community, breaking the stigma. Let's freaking do it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys more than anything in the world. And until next time, I love you guys.